All right, Shalom. First and foremost, I'm going to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai. Yahweh is the Heavenly Father's true name, and Yahweh Shai is whom the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ. That's his true name. I'm also going to give double honors to the apostles and the elders, that great millstone who teach and rule well in the scriptures. In salutation to all the Akim out there that push his word in all truth and all sincerity. I'm going to do another GMS scripture of the day, and we're going to get into 1 Corinthians, the 7th chapter. We're going to read a couple verses. We're going to start at verse 27, and we're going to end at verse 33, okay? And it reads 1 Corinthians 7 and 27. Art thou bound unto a wife? Seek not to be loosed. Art thou loosed from a wife? Seek not a wife, okay? And Paul is speaking, and he said if you're bound unto a wife, so basically if you have a woman, seek not to be loose from her. So don't try to basically cut her off, man. Okay, you have to deal with that woman properly and accordingly. Okay, you can't sit there and try to find a way to, depart from her if she's done nothing wicked to you. Okay, you can't do that. You have to work with her. Obviously, if she becomes a hindrance to you pushing this word, or she's just being blatantly wicked, such as committing adultery, or maybe she might be trying to think, like I said, she's trying to hinder you from the truth. She's trying to pull you away from the brothers. She's trying to pull you away from preaching the word. You'll have to cut her loose, but don't seek to cut her loose if she's doing nothing wrong, so to speak. Okay, and through the spirit and discernment, you'll know if you need to have that woman cut loose from you. But don't go out of your way to try to nitpick at stuff to get rid of her, okay? All right? And at the same time, it says, art thou loose from a wife? Seek not a wife. For those brothers out there who don't have a woman, don't seek for a woman, okay? Because it might not be your time to deal with the woman. You might not be there's several possibilities. One, you might not be mature enough to handle the truth, work, and a woman. It might not be your time. Two, the Lord might be trying to build you up, okay? And I can say when I first got into this truth, I didn't have a woman for about a year. I think it was about a year or so. And I had this one woman that I dealt with for years, before the truth. And I even dealt with her a little bit when I first got into the truth. But the Lord made us separate. She was completely being wicked, though, man. Okay, she was just, she did some crazy stuff, And I had to laugh at that because, man, she was wild. Ephraimite, wild woman, man. But basically, I didn't have a woman for about a year or so, but the Lord put the Spirit on me to study heavily. My first 2 years in this truth, through the Spirit, I studied heavily. I still study, a lot now, but those, I'm gonna say about 2 years, I was really, just in the scriptures, didn't do anything at all. I was like I guess you could say a hermit, man. Okay, so brothers, sometimes the Lord wants to build you up before he allows you to have a woman. So don't stress out about that, because there's going to be a time very soon where you're going to have multiple wives. You're going to be kicking women off of you, because it tells you in Isaiah 4:1 that 7 women shall cleave unto one man. Okay, so brothers, just stay focused. I'm going to keep reading. And if thou marry, thou hast not sinned. So if you do find a wife or a woman, hey, there's nothing wrong with, dealing with her. There's nothing wrong at all. There's no sin in that, okay? And if a virgin marry, she hath not sinned. Nevertheless, such shall have trouble in the flesh, but I spare you. And that was one of the reasons why I brought this this lesson out, because I had, a situation happen between my woman and myself this morning. And it just made me think that, you're always going to have some type of friction, some type of conflict. Yeah, there's going to be times where, everything's, okay. You're getting along. But then there's going to be certain situations where you're going to get into it, man, so to speak, man. You're going to have disagreements. And of course, these women in Babylon, especially the Israelite woman, you know how the Israelite woman is, constantly just always, fighting with you, man, over some foolish stuff. You might say one thing that you're not even trying to be, I guess you could say, an asshole about it, and she takes it the wrong way, gets over emotional. Next thing you know, you're in an argument. Okay? I'm gonna keep reading. But this I say, brethren, the time is short. It remaineth that both they that have wives be as though they had none. Okay? So if you do have a wife, you pretty much have to act like you don't even have a wife, because this truth should consume the majority of your time. Okay? It really does. And you have to have in your mindset too that your woman can leave you at any moment. She could take your kids. She could be a complete demon. You have to have that in the back of your mind, that it's a possibility that can happen to you. Don't get too attached to any of these people out here. And a perfect example is Lot and his wife. Okay, Lot had a he had his wife, and Salakia, Lot and his wife and his 2 children, they actually escaped the destruction of Sodom and Gomorrah and the neighboring cities. They survived that destruction that came upon those cities. And what did Lot's wife do? She turned back to basically to look at the city, okay, and in turn that's basically she didn't want to let go the things that she had in that life, okay, because Lot was a wealthy man. Okay, when you read about Abraham and Lot, they actually had substance. Okay, so she didn't want to let that go. And brothers, you gotta understand, some of our wives aren't gonna make it. Okay, they're gonna want to live in this society. They're gonna want to they want that so-called freedom, because once we get into our rulership, these women are going back into subjection. They're not going to talk back. They're not going to have an option. Okay? They're going to be in subjection too. They're not going to be like a slave, obviously like the heathens, but they're going to be put in their place again, which is beneath the man. Okay? Which some of these women don't want to do. Because they had an agreement with the serpent in the garden. Eve had that agreement with the serpent. Okay? And this is their queendom together. Esau and Eve, man. Alright? So some of our women aren't going to make it. And guess what? Hey, if they die on this side, so be it. You'll probably, Lord willing, you see them on the, on the other side. And, you deal with them, in the kingdom. Except they're going to be shamefaced because they look back. Or they fought against one of the prophets. Okay, they were actually a wife to one of the prophets. They're going to be ashamed that they didn't continue with that man. Okay, I'm gonna keep reading. And they that weep as they weep not, and they that rejoice as they rejoice not, and they that buy as they possess not, and they that use the world as not abusing it, for the fashion of this world passeth away. So exactly, you don't want to get too involved in this world. Yes, there's times where you have to, use this world, okay? You're, for instance, so-called Christmas is coming up, right? Your parents or one of your, loved ones, even maybe a brother of yours or a sister of yours, might buy you something. Okay, you don't have to get OR and reject that gift. Hey, take that gift and, thank them and just keep it moving, man. Okay? You don't celebrate that, in the spirit, though. Hey, if they want to give you a gift, use the world. That can help you out. What if they gave you $100 for whatever it may be? Or what if they bought you, let's just say, maybe a car product or something, man. I don't know. I'm trying to think of an example, Salaki, for the lack of words. But, something under that nature. Something that you might have actually needed. hey, man, use the world. Just don't abuse it. Don't seek out for these things, okay? All right, don't just constantly, look forward for these, so-called holidays and etc., okay? All right? Now it says, verse 32, but I would have you without carefulness. He that is unmarried careth for the things that belongeth to the Lord, how he may please the Lord. Okay, so if you don't have a wife, you're going to focus on Yahweh Hashem Yahushai and pushing this word more than anything else. Okay? That's why it told you in verse 27, that basically if those that don't have a wife seek not a wife. Like I said, the Lord may have it where you don't have a wife because that might be a distraction unto you. That might get you off balance. That might not allow you to be focused. Okay? Like I said, you might not be mature. Or the Lord might be requiring more of you. For brothers who've been in this for some time. The Lord might want you to step up in however it may be, whatever you're lacking in, man, or slacking. Okay? Because the Lord is going to push us to our limit, man. And he wants the most out of us. And we got to keep pushing and pushing and pushing and getting stronger and stronger and stronger. Okay? And I'm going to read verse 33 and I'm going to end it off. But he that is married careth for the things that are of the world, how he may please his wife. Okay? So, you got certain I'm not even going to call them brothers, but certain people, they were in this truth. They dealt for some time. They kept, they maybe pushed the word for 2 years, 3 years, 4 years. But the cares of this world choked them out. Their woman was complaining that they weren't spending time with her and the kids. That you weren't working enough to help pay the bills or something, because the days that you could have worked, you were preaching the word, or you were with the brothers breaking bread. You know what I'm saying? There's all sorts of things, man, that can happen when you're with the woman. And some people fall out because of that, because they're seeking to please the woman. That's why it tells you in the scriptures that, and I think it's 1 Ezra, the 4th chapter, that it says that many men go out of their wits for women, and kings have fallen because of that. They've died because of that. Wars have started because of women. All sorts of things, man. Okay? So that's why, if you, in this truth, if you do have a woman, you're going to have trouble in the flesh. At the same time, though, you're not supposed to worry about the woman like that, man. Okay? You're supposed to pretend like you don't even have a wife. Just remember that the Lord could take that woman away from you at any time. So don't get too attached. Just push this word and keep fighting for Yahweh Hashem Yahushai. He's going to fight for you, because it says in the scriptures that if you please Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, even your enemy shall be at peace with thee. Okay? Because one, you're going to have that wisdom, and you're going to have that understanding of how to deal with situations. And then two, the Lord is going to put a spirit on these people not to mess with you at times. Yes, there's going to be times where, demons hop on, like I said, your woman, your kids, your co-workers, and they might mess with you. They might, give you afflictions. But then there's going to be certain times where they're not even going to want to be bothered. They're not even going to want to bother you. They're going to want to walk the other way. They're just going to want to continue on their day-to-day journey, whatever it may be. All right? And with that, I'm going to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh Hashem Yahushai. Double honors to the apostles and elders at Great Millstone. And salutations to Yakim. Shalom.